Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. This is game 2 of the Battle of the Legends that was played at the Chess Club and Scholastic Center in St. Louis. White, well actually both players need no introduction to the chess world at all. White is Nigel Short, former world champion challenger from England, and is black, arguably the best player ever in the world ever. Garry Kasparov, former world champion from Russia. This is a series of games they played. They played 1 rapid, and then 4 blitz, and then 1 rapid, and then 4 blitz. So this is game 2, so it's going to be a rapid. I gotta say, I'm not going to say who is doing well in the match here, but it's some wild games. It's really fascinating and fun to watch. Maybe not so much fun to play if you're on the receiving end. So let's get to it. Enough of my yakking. It's going to be a symmetrical English. Nigel Short is white. Garry Kasparov is black. Let's go through the opening a little bit. No need to really go into the theory of this. Knight to h3. Bishop f4. Bishop f3. Nigel decides to go an h3 route. Knight comes over. Bishop g5, knight g5. Nigel likes knight to f4. And I'll tell you the truth, that's okay. That's a good move. And that was the last book move, by the way, according to the computer. a6. Right now it's showing a tiny advantage, quarter pawn for white. And right off the shoot, here he goes. He's going for it. h6. Queen to d2. b5. Here we go. I mean, this is great stuff. These guys are just amazing players. Absolutely amazing still. In fact, it was said during the interviews after the match that if Garry had kept playing, he would definitely be in the top 10. He might not be in the top 5, but he'd be in the top 10. And I believe that sincerely. C takes, A takes, knight takes, d5. So Garry sacrifices a pawn to get some play. Let's see how it goes here. According to the computer, it's a tiny advantage for black. Tiny. We'll call it even. e4. Bishop a6, just like the computer wanted. This guy's still got his skills. They both do. Pawn takes. Bishop takes. Pawn takes the knight. The bishop takes. It's opened up the game dramatically already. That pawn sacrifice, should Garry be concerned about the passed a pawn? We're going to have to see. White's all tied down. What can he do here? His knight can't go anywhere. Decent. His bishop can't really go anywhere. He has the castle. His pieces are all hemmed in. This is great. This is great work by Garry. Garry castles as well. Nigel Short goes queen to c2. Now, I wouldn't want to say I'm not putting Nigel down. I like Nigel a lot. He's one of the best commentators. I've seen him, remember, at the candidates final in London. Him and Lawrence Trent. I thought those guys were great. And he's got that dry English humor that I love. Absolutely love. e5, hitting the knight. Computer, I thought maybe after bishop takes, knight takes, knight f5, bishop e3. But a half pawn advantage for black, even though he's a pawn down. But after e5, bishop takes, knight e2. It's still not that great for white, but it's not the end of the world anymore. I think maybe he should be okay with this. Give you an idea about queen takes c5. Knight to d4. And that's the end. Absolutely the end. What is white going to do here? He can do nothing. It's he's got to move the knight. Where's he going to move the knight to? g2? I mean, it's hopeless for him. Oh, excuse me. After knight to e2, rook c8. Computer like maybe knight to b4 instead. And after queen takes, rook b8, d4, pawn takes, bishop f4. just to put some pressure on. Then I don't want you to come down too hard on either of these players if you see some inaccuracies. They are playing blitz. Bishop d2. Queen c7. Rook a d1. I think white's crawling back into this. f5. f4. Nice. I like that a lot. And the computer move. The first and second computer moves are so close in score, I'm going to say it's the computer move. King 8-7. This guy knows his stuff. They both do. F takes c5 is the computer's choice. But bishop c3 is a close second. Those of you that are wondering about taking the pawn, after knight to d4, queen to a3, knight takes check, king, e takes, g takes, rook a8, and it's over. So that free pawn wasn't so free. After bishop c3, knight d4. What to do, what to do? And the correct move was queen to d2. E takes. The computer likes knight takes just a little bit more than rook takes, but Nigel took it with a rook, which is fine. Rook fe8. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Now these guys, you can't see it off screen, but if you run this through your computer, they're either the first or second move on the computer for most of this. And remember, they're playing blitz. Now these guys have been retired for quite a while. Nigel is still an active player. He's not in the top 10 anymore, top 20, but he's still a very active player. I believe he's the oldest person in the top 50 in the world. I believe he's the oldest. I think he's a little bit older than Ivanchuk. Rook to f1, rook e3. Still a tiny advantage for black. And time's clicking down now. This is a complicated position. Rook e8, knight f4, queen to b7. Bring a double attack on the rook. Queen comes over. Queen a6. Tidy advantage for white now. Nigel's coming back. b3. The computer likes h5. But Gary decided to go bishop to e5 instead. Computer like h5 and then a4. Basically an even game. After bishop to e5, h5. It started to get complicated. Look at this. How would you like to play this in blitz? And against Gary Kasparov. I wouldn't want to play this against Nigel either. Bishop takes. And rook takes f4. Makes a tiny advantage for black. He should be able to draw this, but he decided to take, I think, a very natural human move. H takes check. And immediately now, it's over 2-point advantage for black. Rook takes was his best chance, and after queen takes, king to h2, he might be able to hold on. But after h takes, queen takes, pawn takes, he's doomed. Queen to h5, here it comes. Rook takes e3. D takes. It's over 6-point advantage now, almost 7-point advantage for black. Queen to h2, he just can't make it. Rook checks. King to h1, and now e2. And that's what Nigel Short, former world championship challenger, resigns. Give you an idea. Best move is rook to g1. He queens. Rook takes. Rook checks. He has to block. And queen takes mate. Tough break for Nigel. I'll tell you, that's a hell of a game. And that's a blitz game. These guys still got most of their skills. Believe me, they do. So anyway, folks, there's an exciting game from round 2 of the Battle of the Legends. Kasparov and Nigel Short. I hope you enjoyed it. Look for some other games coming up. And those of you that want to see, they played them on 2 different days. They played 1 Rapid 4 Blitz on 2 different days. Go to YouTube to the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis's YouTube channel, and they have all of the coverage. And there was commentary being done. Maurice Ashley basically did the color with Alejandro Ramirez as well with the commentary, and Yasser Aserawan with Alejandro. Great stuff, folks, if you get a chance to see all of it and you see the great commentary. And I want you to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.